Browns 41-17 losers here in Baltimore. Their first road game of the season. They are now 0-2. Green Bay coming to town next week in Cleveland. And Mary Kay, no quarterback decision, no quarterback change is going to be made, I should say. Dillon Gabriel did come in relief of Joe Flacco for the final Browns possession, but Kevin Stefanski sticking with Joe Flacco after a very difficult day for his veteran starter.
It really was a difficult day for Joe Flacco. In fact, Joe said he was embarrassed by that ball coming out of his hand on that sack fumble score. And of course, he threw a very, very ill advised interception. So he's now turned the ball over 4 times in 2 games. We know the first 2 were off of deflections, but Kevin Stefanski is sticking with him. There's part of me that was thinking, will he think about turning it over to the rookie? But he's not ready to do that yet. They have a very, very grueling stretch coming up. The Packers are coming to town. They've got 3 straight NFC North teams coming up, a trip to London. They're in a stretch of 5 out of 6 on the road coming up here soon. And I just don't think he's ready to do that yet.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like the right time to hand things to Dillon Gabriel. They need a steadying hand, which I know is weird to say after a game like Joe played today, but he does offer that, especially during the week, just kind of knowing what you're getting out of Joe Flacco. Now, you mentioned that he said the word embarrassing today. He wasn't the only one that used that word, and Myles Garrett actually used some more colorful words today when he talked about this football game.
Yes, he said this expletive is embarrassing. And we know that Myles Garrett went into this game being a little bit miffed about the point spread, being 11.5 point underdogs. He went in there so determined to back up Grant Delpit on what he said about it not being hard to bring down Derrick Henry. He wanted to make sure that Cleveland didn't feel disrespected by the birthday party that was going on here for the Ravens having moved from Cleveland. And then he wanted to help back up Joe Flacco in his homecoming. He wasn't able to do any of those things. But I would have to say that he did his part, and the defensive line, for the most part, they did their part. They held the Ravens to 47 yards rushing. Derrick Henry to 24 yards rushing. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. They went in here really determined to stop that run, and it didn't matter with what happened in the back end.
Yeah, it seemed like they just sort of ran out of gas as the game went along. It was very hot here in Baltimore, and they just seemed to run out of gas, and then Baltimore piled it on late. You mentioned that back end, of course, Denzel Ward left this game with cramps, and they're already shorthanded back there, so that that side of the ball certainly struggled in the pass game. Now, it wasn't all during the game. Some of it was before the game. There was a report from ESPN that Shedeur Sanders told the Baltimore Ravens, who were considering taking him at number 141, that's 3 picks before the Browns would have taken him, or the Browns did take him. He told them not to pick him because he didn't want to be behind Lamar Jackson. He wanted to go someplace where he could play. Now, after the game, Shedeur basically said he didn't know about the report until we told him. He didn't address the report directly. I mean, you can ask him directly if it was true or not, and he just simply didn't address it directly. But Mary Kay, this is just another sort of case of some Shedeur Sanders noise, the Browns being the subject of one of those infamous pregame national insider reports. Just it adds to a little bit of the chaos of today.
Yeah, it really does. And I think the fact that Shador didn't completely deny that report, it actually, in my mind, it lends a little bit of credence to it. If he said, no, I didn't do that, then it throws water on it. But he did not do, and so it may have happened that way. We'll have to see as we go along. I don't know if the Ravens were asked about it today or not, but as you said, it just lends a little bit of outside noise to a team right now that doesn't need any distractions. It definitely doesn't need distractions. They need to pull together. Uh, as you mentioned, as we've talked about, they have problems going on in the back end right now. They better get Denzel Ward back for next week because they've got the Packers coming to town. Packers are 2-0, and the Browns have got to get this turned around.
Yeah, we talked to all 3 quarterbacks today in week 2, which is not normal, but that's sort of where things are with the Cleveland Browns. We will cover everything that happened today here in Baltimore, all at cleveland.com/Browns.